Hello everyone, in this video we will solve a JEE Main's previous year question based on this inverse trigonometric function. Let us carefully understand the problem and learn how to approach this type of question. This question was asked in January 2026 session. Let's get started. Let us first carefully observe the problem. In question, it is given that k is equal to this expression and asked the number of solution of this equation. Actually asked what is the values of x. So first write k is equal to tan of pi by 4 plus half cos inverse 2 by 3 plus tan of sine inverse 2 by 3. Let us define theta is equal to half sine inverse 2 by 3. We know that sine inverse 2 by 3 plus cos inverse 2 by 3 is equal to pi by 2. So actually we define this is the theta. So we want to find this value in terms of theta. So that's why we write sine inverse of 2 by 3 plus cos inverse of 2 by 3 is equal to pi by 2. This is the identity. So we multiply is half, that is half sine inverse 2 by 3 plus half cos inverse 2 by 3 is equal to pi by 4. Therefore this value is theta. So that is the theta. So we put here. So this implies theta plus half cos inverse 2 by 3 is equal to pi by 4. This implies half cos inverse 2 by 3 is equal to pi by 4 minus theta. Therefore k is equal to, we write in terms of theta. So k is equal to tan of, that is pi by 4 plus cos, that half of cos inverse 2 by 3 is equal to pi by 4 minus theta, pi by 4 minus theta, plus second term is this tan of theta. Therefore tan of theta, that is equal to tan of pi by 2 minus theta plus tan of theta. Therefore we got k is equal to tan pi by 2 minus theta plus tan theta. We know tan is changes at pi by 2. Therefore this is convert to cot theta plus tan theta. Now we convert this whole terms in sine and cos functions. Actually we want to find the value of k. So that is cos theta by sine theta plus sine theta over cos theta. The LCM is sine theta cos theta. So write is sine theta cos theta, that is cos square theta plus sine square theta, that value is 1. So next we put 1 over sine theta cos theta. So we know that 2 sine theta cos theta is equal to sine of 2 theta. So if you adjust here 2, that is multiply by 2, that is 2 over sine 2 theta. Now we put the value of theta. In the beginning we write theta is equal to half of sine inverse 2 by 3. So put here, so 2 over sine of 2 multiplied by half sine inverse 2 by 3. That is actually k is equal to 2 over sine of sine inverse, this 2 and 2 are cancelled, that is sine inverse 2 by 3. So sine inverse 2 by 3. Therefore 2 over 2 by 3, that is 2 multiplied by 3 by 2, that's 2 cancel, so that is 3. So we got k is equal to 3. Now in question asked the number of solution of this equation. So we put value of k here, then we find the value of x. So sine inverse ax minus 1 is equal to sine inverse x minus cos inverse x. So put k is equal to 3 here. So sine inverse 3x minus 1 is equal to sine inverse x minus cos inverse x. So we know that sine inverse x plus cos inverse x is equal to pi by 2. So we replace this sine inverse x is equal to pi by 2 minus cos inverse x, and this cos inverse x is remaining are same. So therefore this sine inverse 3x minus 1 is equal to pi by 2 minus 2 cos inverse x. Why we replace this value here? Because if we multiply both sides the sign, then we get 3x minus 1 is equal to sine of pi by 2 minus 2 cos inverse x. So sine function is changed at pi by 2, so we get some function of cos. So that's why we replace this value sine inverse x here. So therefore this actually 3x minus 1 is equal to sine of pi by 2 minus 2 cos inverse x. So next 3x minus 1, so this sine function is changed at pi by 2, therefore that will change to cos of 2 cos inverse x. Therefore that is cos of 2 cos inverse x. Now use one formula, that is we write as a note, 2 cos inverse x is equal to, in terms of cos inverse 2x square minus 1. So put the value of 2 cos inverse x is equal to cos inverse 2x square minus 1. Therefore this will change to cos inverse 2x square minus 1. Therefore this cos and cos inverse are cancelled. This implies 3x minus 1 is equal to 2x square minus 1. Therefore we got this equation, 3x minus 1 is equal to 2x square minus 1. This minus 1 are cancelled. Therefore 2x square minus 3x is equal to 0. Therefore we factorize it, x is common, 2x minus 3. This is equal to 0. This implies x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 3 by 2. So in question asked the number of solution of this equation. So we got two value, x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 3 by 2. Now question is, these two values are the solution. So if you carefully observe this equation, there are involved the sine inverse x, cos inverse x. So sine inverse x and cos inverse x are the domain are minus 1 to 1. So if therefore the x belongs to this range, then that will be the solution. So this is the outside the range, 3 by 2, that is 1.5. So outside the range, so this x is equal to 3 by 2 is not a solution. So this is the cancel. So only x is equal to 0 is belongs to this range. Therefore x is equal to 0 is the solution. Therefore the number of solution of this equation is 1. Therefore the overall the question, we first define theta is equal to half sine inverse 2 by 3 and then find the value of half of cos inverse 2 by 3 and put this equation in k, then we got k is equal to 3 and put this solution equation sine inverse kx minus 1 is equal to sine inverse x minus cos inverse x, put it here, k is equal to 3 and we got kx is equal to 0 and x is equal to 3 by 2. 3 by 2 is the outside the range of this domain of sine inverse x and cos inverse x, that is the minus 1 to 1. So that's why this value considered, that is rejected. So x is equal to 0 is the only solution. Therefore the number of solution of this equation is 1. So 1 is the correct answer.